Hi, I'm Brian. So when it comes to employment at TSMC, there's a lot of different options that came up, especially with like new facilities being like sprung up all around Arizona, because I know there's a couple coming up like in northern Phoenix. So I tried to look for positions specifically that were like tailored towards things that people could do that you didn't really need like a crazy degree for. So I kept it mostly to just high school diplomas, and then so the first one I found was the entry AMHS technician. So that included like installing, testing, moving around like wafers and stuff like that. It was a lot of just like normal tasks that you would like need somebody to do. And then something that was like pretty common throughout all these like different jobs were that they were like really intensive shifts, like surprisingly so. Like they were pretty comparable to like doctors and stuff like that, with like how like specific they were and like how like stressful and stuff like that. Oh, what is it? And then for the constructional electrical technician, that just mostly involves like installing stuff, maintenance, and then like troubleshooting, and then seeing what's like wrong with stuff. A lot of like pretty kind of things you would assume would be involved with that. And then process technician, which is just like monitoring stuff, making sure like everything's going to plan, nothing's going wrong, like alarms, like something hasn't gone critically wrong with the system. And then again, another 12-hour intervals, and then these both only needed the high school diploma or the GED. So I thought those were some pretty interesting employment options that they offered. When it comes to news, some of the most recent was that TSMC reported an increase of 17% in revenue from October, which I found to be absolutely insane. What is it? That was equivalent to the revenue of 367.47 billion, which is kind of mind blowing when you think about it. Just from like a single month, an increase in 17% in that revenue. That'd be like actually like billions all of a sudden, like coming back this month. And then that was mostly because of the demand from NVIDIA, since they're like the biggest when it comes to like manufacturing like actual like GPUs and stuff like that, which a lot of that stuff that requires AI, since they're now like integrating that. And then there was also another interesting part where like Tesla was like thinking of maybe like making their own manufacturing, since like they want to keep growing their sectors too. But like one of the limiters to that was just the possibility of not getting a supply from like AI chips and stuff like that, which are now like becoming a bigger part of every sort of company. And then since that's something they fear, they're like planning to maybe like come up with something. I don't think it was certain yet, but they're like talking about it and they're in the works of it. So I thought those were pretty interesting news segments.